Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Trade Viking, and we are automating the money flow analysis. So we have already understood the different kinds of tables here, and what we need to do is we need to automate capturing this data. So for that, I will start a. Actually, you can do it in your own system, either PyCharm or you know, Anaconda. But I'm here using Colab because that's the easiest way. Actually, for the beginners, because you don't need to load any kind of software. You can start off in your own system uh, by just logging into the Google Colab platform. So all you need to do is set up account in Google Colab, and you can be good to go. So we'll start with a new notebook. This is all experiments for different kinds of research. So we will use a few libraries that packages that are important for us. So pandas is one library. Then we will also be using beautiful soup for passing the data. So beautiful soup from BS4 import beautiful soup. So if you are not familiar with all these terminologies, please look into the Python for beginners programs and try to get acquainted with all these different libraries. But all these libraries are important for us to make this program of capturing the data and automatically recording it on in our data frames, either Excel sheet or some kind of files. So I think these two libraries are more than enough, but as we write the programs we'll come to know we need to load other libraries. For people who are doing it for the first time, these libraries can be you know uh, downloaded by doing this pip install pandas. So for the first time, you need to, I think, install pandas and install beautiful soup. But since I have already done it, I think for me it will work without. So hashtag is basically just not the program; it's a text which will not get executed. Something like that. It's good to know library. So I hope you guys will figure it out on how to install these libraries. And secondly, we will write few codes, and this when we will need to use URL. So URL is basically from where we will fetch the data, and this one can easily copy paste this by using Control C Control V, and we need to load another library which is request. So we'll be requesting from this URL, and we'll assign it to a variable R. So R is equal to request dot get URL. So this is the command line for fetching the data from this URL. And if you see, if you just print R, it will. So you need to use this play button for it to get executed. And okay, cannot import name beautiful soup. So I think I made a mistake in writing beautiful soup. Yeah. So this one is fine. This one should generate a response 200, which is basically the website is giving you back the response. That means again you have executed this program well. I'm sorry if I'm using this word program often because for me I'm a non-programmer and I've just learned this programming. So basically for automating my most of my reportings, capturing the data points. So these words are coming just the way I have learned programming. So we will try to read this data, what the data is all about, and to do that, we need to create a soup object. So this soup is nothing but an object which will pass in the data. So we want to pass R and R dot content. So this will get us the information from this website. So if we see now soup, this will be a bunch of HTML file. So all these are tags in the HTML, and we have got the source file for the website. So we will have to. So that is a good starting point. This is all the information that we need, and basically we need to prettify all this information here. We need to pick specifically the information that is having the money flow data parts. I'm just trying to figure out where these data is currently. So this is all different kinds of settings, different kinds of text body. So if people who are familiar with HTML and CSS, for them this is okay. But for me it was something like, what is this? So I'll need to, yeah, here the data is, this is the table, daily trend and FA investments. So for me it was a little bit tricky to first get hold of this view, and then secondly, you know, trying to figure out the code part where I can extract this information. So as you can see, there is table heads, table rows. There is, this is the date part. This is the equity stock exchange. So all these information are in table rows and table data. So TD, TR, these are all tags, and we will need to write a code to extract this information. So this is a good way to start. You can also, if you want to, you're more interested on learning this web scraping, you can inspect the website and just need to click on these numbers. So it will automatically tell you in a very short format that this is in this tag TD. So, and then if you just scroll it up, all these are nested in a big reporting table which is class MT10. So this is the table that we need to fetch. So if I just click on this, it is fetching the, you see the screen getting blue in color. So that means this is containing all the information such as dates and gross purchase, gross sale, net investments. So we'll need to set up our code, firstly we need to collect the table. So for that we'll need tables is equal to soup. Now since soup is our major object containing everything, we will use soup and command. So find children, or you can just type find all and put table as the command. So this will help us getting all the tables in the website. So there are two tables, as we saw that there's a table for equity side and then there's a table for derivative side. So what we need is the first table, which is this one, and this table is on the zeroth column. So if we just type table 0, this will fetch us only one table, that is for the cash side. So we are interested in table 0, column 0, table row 0, and if you just type table, it will give us both the tables. So we have ID'd on the table. We can put this one as cash table, and so we have all the information with respect to the cash side, not the derivative. Then we can use this cache table for fetching the table headers and table rows. So if we see cache table dot find all th, we'll get all the table headers. So this is the daily trend on FPI investments, reporting debt VR, investment, gross purchase, gross sales, net investments. So we have got all the table headers now. All these headers here, not in the right format, but still it's a good way to start off. So we can assign this as column names or columns, and then we can move on to find all the table rows. Similarly, we can do cash underscore table dot find all. And this is for table rows, it will be tr. Strange, we are not getting anything. Should be getting to. Okay, so we have already equated to rows, so we'll need to print rows, and we'll get the view of all the table rows here. So as you can see, the equity, the cash part is out here. So this full line we need to extract. We need to loop it under a for loop and go through each of these items to capture the cache data. So I'll pause the video here and we'll record it from here on in another recording, just to make sure that each of these videos are of shorter lengths and people don't get bored of. So we have currently extracted all the information, and we just need to create another code to fetch us the interesting data or the data that we're interested at.